Good morning, distinguished guests. Welcome to AIoT Forum, AI Revolution in Action. I'm Patty, the MC for today's forum. This event is organized by Taiwan External Trade Development Council, TAITRA, and the Taiwan Electrical and Electronic Manufacturers Association, TEMA. Hope you enjoyed the event. 各位贵宾早安，欢迎来到 AIoT Forum AI 创生新纪元。我是今天的主持人 Patty。这一次的活动是由中华民国对外贸易发展协会以及台湾区电机电子工业同业公会主办，很荣幸邀请到诸多长官贵宾莅临现场。In the past, the open research and development model comprehensively stimulated AI's progress. In recent years, reaching a consensus on AI era development has become a global issue. The question is, how can humanity shape an AI atmosphere that combines innovation, safety, and sustainability, while simultaneously driving AI application expansion, boosting business opportunities, and achieving a balance of future values? To address these changes, the Taiwan External Trade Development Council, TAITRA, and the Taiwan Electrical and Electronic Manufacturers Association, TEMA, are jointly hosting AI Revolution in Action Forum. Today's agenda focuses on innovation of AI and AI cross-domain applications. Let's enhance Taiwan's competitive edge and assert our leadership in the automotive industry's evolution towards an electrifying future. Let's start with a warm round of applause to TAITRA Executive VP Joe Zhou to deliver opening remarks for us. Please welcome Joe. 在活动开始之前，我们首先邀请主办单位外贸协会周秀龙副秘书长上台为各位致辞。再一次掌声欢迎。
Mr. Liu, Mrs. Herbst Kubis, Mr. Nevers, on behalf of TAITRA and TEMA, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to all of you for serving as the keynote speakers. I think you are very supporting this event, so your participation will bring great honor to the 50th anniversary of Taitronics. So thank you very much. And please allow me to switch to Mandarin to audience, to address to our local audience. 各位现场的嘉宾还有企业好朋友，大家好，我是外贸协会周秀龙。那我今天很荣幸代表外贸协会跟我们的电工会，欢迎大家来莅临我们今天这个AI 创生新世代的这个演讲。那这个论坛呢非常的重要，因为我们知道 AI 现在是我们当今这个世代最具影响力的科技。那它不仅影响我们百工百业，也带来很多的机会。那特别是在我们的电子业，还有就是我们的这个物联业呢，也带来了前所未有的一个变革。所以我们今天呢，就是要在庆祝我们电子展50周年的这个同时呢，推出这个论坛。那它也象征我们要把这个展览办成一个转型的展览，也带领我们的产业去开启另外一个科技的新时代。那我们今天的论坛非常精彩，我们有国内外重量级的讲师像今天早上的上半场，我们就有来自西门子台湾分公司的这个 Herbst Kubis 这个女士，还有我们来自这个我们这个全球永续我们赋能倡议组织 GACI 的这个执行长 Mr. Nevers， 还有我们这个全球世界这个半导体还有通讯科技的巨擘高通的副总裁刘思泰副总裁，那他会帮我们来从这个怎么样解构 AI 协助我们的企业去做这个数位转型，还有就是带领我们怎么样去做永续发展。那再来我们的下午的这个下半场也很精彩，我们有4个这个我们国内的专家包括我们的星汉科技，还有我们的这个联起科技，还有我们的中华系统整合，跟我们台湾人工智慧学校的这个专家，他要来跟我们分享的是说，我们怎么样去对接这个 AI 时代。那 AI 它怎么样来影响我们的制造业、物联网业，还有对于我们的无人机这些关键的领域产生重要的影响。所以我们今天的这个论坛非常的精彩。那同时我们有一个 bonus 的单元呢，就是我们要推出一个这个 焦点论坛。那我们主要是看重我们现在台湾在这个 ICT 结合无人机的这个产业上面呢，开始在蓬勃起飞。所以下午我们有一个这个焦点论坛，也会邀请到3位我们台湾无人机的这个前导者，包括雷虎科技，包括这个台湾希望创新，还有这个中光电的智能机器人股份有限公司。那他们3位的这个高阶领导呢，也会来跟我们一起探讨台湾在这个浪头下呢，我们怎么样结合 AI 跟无人机的产业，帮我们把这个整个产业带到一个新的局面。所以我们今天呢，很期待大家借由今天的论坛，可以去启发你们对于这个 AI 未来新运用的场景，那同时也帮你们开创新的商业模式。那最后要祝福大家今天的这个演讲给你们带来满满的这个收获，同时你们的业绩长虹。那祝福大家身体健康，万事如意，谢谢。
Thank you for your excellent speech, and please stay on stage. Now, we would like to invite all of our distinguished guests to come on stage for a group photo together. Please welcome S.D. Liu, Vice President of Qualcomm Technologies, Inc., and the President of Qualcomm Taiwan and Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand. Luis Neves, CEO of the Global Enabling Sustainability Initiative, GACI. Christine Herbert-Kubitz, General Manager of Digital Industry, Siemens Taiwan. Vincent Yu, General Manager of Zhonghua System Integration, CSI Taiwan. Thank you for coming right now. We want to take the group photos together. Please face the world and show your smile. Okay. Yeah, and the second group photo, we want you to show your thumbs up. Yeah, such a happy moment. Thank you. Thank you again to all the distinguished guests for being here today. Please return to your seats. Thank you. Now we'll dive into the exciting discussions today. Let's give a round of applause to our first speaker today, Ms. Christine Herbert-Kubitz, General Manager of Digital Industry, Siemens Taiwan. Welcome. And she will share with us accelerating digital transformation and sustainability with AI. Please welcome.
So good morning in this round. Thank you, Joe, for this warm welcome and also your warm words. It's an honor to be here and also to kick off this wonderful day of different interesting topics. And just to introduce myself, I'm heading the digital industry business in Siemens Taiwan. And actually, Taiwan has been very rich in the industry. So actually, industries is the backbone of Taiwan because we see a lot of opportunities, but also a lot of different industry actually evolving and being here in Taiwan. And we believe AI play a very, very crucial role in order to revolutionize those industries. And let me, before we go into what possibilities there are to accelerate this transformation in this industry, let me just give you a glimpse of what are actually the challenges the industry are facing with a very, very high speed actually lately. So we are not only talking that there are like very customer-specific requirements, but also we are looking into, we need to adapt very fast into different circumstances in product requirements, innovation cycles, in different standards, cybersecurity, but also sustainability becomes much, much a more important topic. And those challenges expose to the industries that they need to think differently, and which also but create new opportunities for everyone who are involved there. And while we are looking into resources which are very finite, we are also creating data which are very infinite and which we can collect, which we can understand, and which even we can use more purposefully. And this is how we also connect to the point sustainability. So how I can use my finite resources efficiently in this industry to make the industry more sustainable. And I know we have now later, Luis, you will share about sustainability with connected to AI purpose. Let me just give you a small glimpse of what Siemens is doing in sustainability. Because sustainability has been a very integral part for Siemens. And I won't go into the details of the framework Siemens has set, but just to outline, for example, that we have a decarbonization program. And in 2015, Siemens was the first global industrial company to commit to carbon neutrality. And to make it a little bit more feasible, in 2020 actually, we have halved our footprint of our own operations compared to 2014 and aiming to become carbon neutral in 2030. And of course, the CO2 reduction was connected to a lot of activities, looking into energy efficiency programs, into car fleet, into distributed energy system, and many other activities. But if we now talk about how we can reach our sustainable goals, we believe becoming a digital enterprise, it's crucial to reach the goals. And what do I mean with becoming a digital enterprise? Actually, becoming a digital enterprise, we mean to combine the real and digital world. So on the one hand, I mentioned we are creating so much data which we can use, which we can collect, and which we can analyze. But also it means that we integrate workflows and digitalize to make the most out of the data. So in a nutshell, if we look into what it means to combine digital and real world, we are actually combining it. We are using the information to make the best decision out of the data and with a very, very high confidence. So consequently, combining it, it means we are using digital twin approaches through the whole life cycle and also for the product and production. So we are looking into design, realization, optimization, which allows a continuous loop of optimization. And looking into how do we want to use data. So we are not looking only into one dimension, but we are looking into different dimensions. So one dimension is the horizontal integration. And what do we mean with horizontal integration? Actually, we are looking into the entire value chain from production to service to even recycling. We call it a seamless horizontal integration, which bridges the gaps between former information silos between the different steps, but also connecting everything from product innovation to production through product and use. The second dimension, we are looking into vertical integration. So we are getting data from the shop floor and bringing up to the top floor. So all field devices, control units, operating on the shop floor are of course producing a lot of data. And now it's about to make the best use of it. And this is what we mean with vertical integration, where we add data analytics capabilities to the data we are generating on the shop floor. And as a result, actually manufacturing companies are provided with a huge potential in order to use the data with the technology of AI, for example, for predictive maintenance or condition monitoring, or even to improve the quality. And just to give you a feeling of what we see on data generated. So if we look into a factory for 1 month generating different data, a single factory can generate 2,200 terabytes of data in a month. And just to relate it to the amount of data which we are using in daily life, so looking into Netflix or the movies we are streaming online, we are talking, it would be over 500,000 movies on any of the online streaming platforms we are looking into it. So we have almost endless wealth of data. The that ultimately opens endless new possibilities for companies. And we believe that's the key to revolutionize industries by leveraging the infinite power of data. So with the ability to process those large amounts of machine data and to recognize complex patterns, industrial-grade AI helps companies to accelerate their digital transformation, to scale it, to achieve the goals, and to become a sustainable digital industry. So we believe AI is a game changer. So it will definitely change industries. And we took the first step in industrial-grade AI. However, if we look into all the different use cases, every second AI use cases fails to move from proof of concept into productive use. Every second use cases fail to go into production. And why is it? And why is it important to conquer those kind of challenges? And how are we doing it? So on the one side, we are saying, okay, the industry are struggling to turn the potential of AI into business value at scale. Some people would say it's time-consuming because you have complex trainings. You have complex processes to label and manage data. We are missing infrastructure for automated data collection, or even high effort to connect multiple IT and OT components. So there are many, many reasons why it's a challenge in order to really use AI in the industrial use cases. However, not to be effortless, what do we want to achieve? We believe with AI we can improve efficiency, we can integrate multiple resources, and we can ensure scalability. And how are we implementing and scaling industrial AI? And let me first articulate what we need. And let me show it with 3 imperatives which we actually formulated. So on the one side, the first point, AI must be industrial grade for industry. And actually, I'm coming from Germany, and Germany has been number 2 in AI patents after the US and before China and Japan. And it's crucial that we are talking about industrial AI, because it's not about just helping the students to do their homework with AI. In the industry, the result of AI applications must be very good. They must be number 1. If we imagine all refineries, if we look into pharmaceutical laboratory, so industrial AI needs to do everything right, otherwise it will be life in danger. The second point is industrial AI must be accessible to all. We call it to democratize AI. And what do I mean with it? In order to get the most out of the potential of AI, we need to democratize it and make it accessible to everyone. And generative AI is making it possible. So generative AI is actually changing the way we communicate with machines. We can talk with the machines with a natural language, and the machine can answer it. So we say everyone, even the service engineer at the machine, needs to know how to use it. And the third point is industrial AI needs a very, very strong ecosystem to deliver the maximum benefits. So we need partners in different size, different industries, different skills to make it happen, to revolutionize our industries. So with this said, I'm coming to 3 points actually, where we believe we need it. So one is we combine the operational and the information technologies, so the real and digital world. We are creating an ecosystem with our partners, with our portfolios, in order to make it accessible for everyone. And thirdly, we have an AI framework provided for hardware, software, and services to enable to create and also operate and scale AI solutions. And to give you a little bit more content on the AI framework, what we do mean with AI framework. So one is, we think you need to standardize infrastructure, which is very essential to standardize. Secondly, our applications, they need to allow automation engineers with no prior data science experience to easily deploy, run, and monitor AI solutions. So easy to deploy, run, and monitor. And a third example, to make the standards reliable and to achieve security standards. So there are many, many aspects, but we believe we can master the challenges and also to go that we can really revolutionize the industry with AI. And I've brought two examples just to say how we use AI now in the Siemens operations, but also in Taiwan in particular. So the first example is actually from our factory, so Electronics Work Amberg. And there we had a topic that we did visual inspection with solder.bcb board to identify quality relevant solder spots automatically. So the goal was, of course, on the one hand, to solve the use case, but at the same time, we also created an infrastructure for scaling AI and also to use the production based on Siemens Industrial Edge. So the objective was to automate visual inspection solution to reduce manual effort and even the cost. So on the one hand, we implemented a neural network directly in the field level. And we use cost-effective, actually low initial investment in AI hardware and AI standard software. Built a closed-loop environment for data collection, AI modeling, training, deployment. And the benefit out of it was that we could move from a very manual process step to automated visual inspection, which reduce, of course, cost and time. The second example, we call it the semantic robot pick AI. And actually in Siemens Taiwan, we have established one reference with our local partner here in Taiwan, which actually brings a lot of efficiency and also accuracy to accelerate the process automation. So this actually solution is a AI-driven vision software, which enables the robot to pick any of the objects which is unknown with a very high accuracy. Normally, it was always done manually, but with this AI revolution, we can increase this efficiency and accuracy to unlock the potential of productivity in this kind of applications. And basically, you would think it's very difficult because it's not a standard algorithm. It was manual work. But we have done that we could implement the AI-driven vision software in order to pick any unknown objects with the robots. And those are just two examples where we see some applications which are giving benefit to the industries and to the human being in order to increase efficiency and ultimate the sustainability targets we want to achieve as company, as industry, but also for every country. And with this said, I'm looking forward for any discussions and also to accelerate the transformation in the industry with AI. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Christine, for the exciting speech. Please return to your seat. Now, let's welcome Mr. Luis Neves, CEO of the Global Enabling Sustainability Initiative, GACI. Welcome. And he will share with us AI with Purpose. Let's welcome Mr. Luis.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody, and I want to thank you Tetra and Tima, Shaman Lee from Tima, a good friend, for the invitation to join you here today at Tetronics and the IoT Forum. Let me also thank our Jesse partners in Taiwan, Taiwan Mobile and KPMG, especially our board member, Iris Liu, and our newest member, Taiwan Climate Partnership. I will begin my presentation with a short introduction of Jesse. Jesse stands for Global Enabling Sustainability Initiative, where I served the last 7 years as CEO. And then I will jump into the exploration of the challenges and opportunities we see in the enabling role of artificial intelligence in our shared pursuit of purpose, of sustainability, and sustainable development. And you will see that my presentation will be very different from the previous one, because Simon was talking about technology. I'm talking about technology connected with people and humankind, which is a conversation that we need to start very fast, very, very fast, as I will explain. So a little bit about Jesse. We exist for over 20 years as an organization, and we have been leading the movement that defines, demonstrates, and takes action on the enabling role of digital solutions in sustainability. So we have been working as a business. We are a business association, as I will explain later on a little bit in more detail, but we have been working together with our member companies on what I call the intersection between the digital world and sustainable development. So we look into technology and we say, what is the role of technology for the good of humankind in many different perspectives? So when we talk about sustainability, we are talking about a myriad of different things, from climate change to circularity, to waste management, to privacy and security, to digital inclusion, you name it. So there are lots of things that are related with technology in connection with sustainability. And so Jesse has been working on this for the last 20 years, as I mentioned to you. So we have 2 decades of experience, as I said, and this slide shows you a little bit of the work that we are doing and how we are operating in our ecosystem. Well, first of all, we create, we have a cross-sectoral engagement. Along with our membership, we represent in our organization 4 trillion of market capitalization. So our members altogether, they represent $4 trillion US. But we work with a myriad of different organizations in Jesse. We have the private sector, our members that support the organization, and then we work together with universities, with other business associations, with policymakers. So altogether, we represent around or over 100 organizations. Then we have different partnerships. In this slide, I'm showing you 2 relevant ones or 3 relevant ones, which are the most recent ones that we are working with. We have a partnership with the United Nations Framework Convention for Climate Change. So the organization that organizes the big climate summit that is taking place now in November in Azerbaijan. We have a memorandum of understanding with the UNFCCC on climate mitigation and climate adaptation. So we are trying to bring the technology dimension into the climate conversation. With the European Commission, we are developing standards for green ICT. We have an initiative called the European Green Digital Coalition, and we developed the methodology that is being now used in Europe to measure the net positive impact of ICT solutions. And we recently received in our organization the Taiwan Climate Partnership, and we have also in our organization TIMA as our member, and it is our interest and ambition also to establish ourselves with the support of TIMA here in Taiwan. Then we do a lot of work, a lot of research. In this slide you have two examples of our work, but I will talk a little bit more about others. And finally, one important decision that was made 2 years ago, we decided to open JESI to the vertical industries. Originally, we were a telecommunications association, but our industry is changing immensely. So when you speak about digital cuts across every single industry today, from water to electricity to manufacturing. So you see ICT all over. And the second common thing that we have today is sustainability as well. And so based on this, we decided to open JESI to the vertical industries. And so we are no longer an association that has only telecommunications companies or ICT companies. We have now water companies, energy companies, finance. So we are bringing all these sectors together because it's through this common work that we can better develop our objectives. So we, as any other organization, we work based on principles. Of course, we are member-centric. We are data-driven. Data is now the buzzword. Everybody talks about data. Of course, we also make decisions on sustainability based on data. We are a global industry aggregator, so our membership is a global membership. We have members in Africa, in South America, North America, Europe, Asia, you name it. We are outcomes driven, and so this slide, which is very, very heavy, explains you the way that we operate, and I will not spend much time on it. And we have a portfolio where we are focusing, and as you can see here, we have three areas of work. We have our programs, our platforms, and our partnerships. I already spoke about our partnerships. In terms of our platforms, we have a main platform that is called Digital with Purpose. And why we call it Digital with Purpose? Because digital needs a purpose. So digital needs to be driven by supporting a good environment, a good climate, a good circularity. So this is not only about making money. It's about growing the economy, but also ensuring that we'll be living in a good planet. And so we started a movement called Digital with Purpose, where we have now many companies working together with us. We developed a framework to measure company performance. And this framework is not something like a reporting system. What we have is a set of indicators to collect data, whereby companies looking at that data, they can improve their performance on sustainability. And the framework has three components. One is governance, because companies need to embed sustainability in their operations. And I would say 99% of the companies do not do that, which is a failure. Then we have a second component, which is indicators for companies to improve their systemic problems. So it's a compliance-driven set of indicators on climate, circularity, supply chain, privacy and security, and inclusion. And we have a set of data of indicators that we call the enabling indicators, which is something very innovative, which reward innovations. And so all these three components are part of our Digital with Purpose framework, and we have now this framework in place. We are offering it to the companies for them to improve their performance. And on programs, we are working in 4 key areas. One that is the main purpose of my presence here today, AI with Purpose Lab, circularity, Scope 3 and ESG reporting, and we just started the water digitalization initiative. Water is becoming an increasing problem, as you know, and so this is something that where ICT can play a very important role in terms of generating efficiencies and managing better water in every single aspect of our lives. So, jumping in now into AI, which is the purpose of the conversation today, I wanted to bring you this slide just to show you the challenge that we are talking about. So historically, if efficiency gains in data centers largely kept up with increased demand, keeping energy consumption stable. Today, AI is leading to a surge in energy demand. Some reports, like the example that you see here from The Guardian, indicating a potential 662% undercounting of carbon impact, are inflammatory and filled with misleading information. But the Guardian report is not alone. You can see others here that talk about the challenge that we are facing. To highlight the energy challenge, let's consider one example, search. The International Energy Commission has analyzed the energy consumption of search. A traditional storage-based retrieval search, like we all do on Google every day, takes on average 0.3 kilowatt hours. The same search using generative AI takes 2.9 kilowatt hours. So 0.3 versus 2.9, that is nearly a factor of 10. That difference in search from traditional Google search to AI-powered search multiplied by 8.5 billion searches a day, 365 days per year, equals the annual energy consumption of a country like Ireland. And this example just looks at the impact on search. So think about AI in all its dimensions, and you can understand the challenge that we are facing. So looking at the headlines and how the media is covering a topic matters. If the business community does not make progress, then compliance forced by others will get very, very expensive. So we really need to take care of this, and we as an industry need really to be up to this challenge. The energy sector challenges presented by AI impact the entirety of digital infrastructure. Yes, AI has power-hungry microprocessors who require the advanced cooling techniques, but the AI energy challenge, the footprint of AI, is a challenge to all of the digital infrastructure and energy infrastructure. Solutions need to be at the system level. Jesse, we recognize this. We hear this from our member companies and in the work that we do with partners around the world. We are responding in a number of ways. One important thing we do is produce thought leadership to guide the industry with evidence and perspective. We have a new report coming out entitled Digital Infrastructure Modernization for an AI Future that will be released in the coming weeks. In the report are 3 use cases exploring challenges and transitions in 3 digital infrastructure instances and how we as an industry responded with solutions that, 1, produce improved service to customers, number 2, reduce cost, CAPEX and OPEX for operators, and number 3, deliver sustainability value. This is critically important. This highlights how ICT as an industry has alignment between its economic interests and sustainability outcomes. Economics and sustainability are not in conflict for ICT. They are in conflict in other industries, like, for instance, fossil fuels. The Next Generation Network story explores the customer need for faster data and the telecommunications industry transition from over a century of infrastructure built on copper wires to fiber optical networking. In a study released by Telefónica in 2023, when they closed their last copper office, fiber was shown to have 18 times less environmental impact than copper. That represents a 94% reduction in long-term environmental costs. The dynamic connection story is another example of ICT industry leadership. Colt Technologies and Cisco teamed up in 2017 to reduce the materials usage and carbon for data transmission. Using 100 gigabytes of data as a baseline, which is the equivalent of 200 hours of streaming digital video, they were able to go from using 21 units of rack space to 1, and from 171 to 5.5. And don't forget, these efficiency gains equate to reduced cost, creating an economic incentive for a sustainability outcome. And data centers and cloud are now at the center of some of our biggest challenges and opportunities on green ICT. So Jesse has demonstrated leadership at the granular level of guidance. In 2023, we have released the Scope 3 for telco operators report with the ITU, the International Telecommunications Union. Earlier this year, we have released a carbon accounting white paper defining operational control and boundaries within data centers so we can move forward with carbon accounting for data centers. This will be a central focus of the Greenhouse Gas Protocol's updated guidance, which is expected in 2025. So this is what you see here. This is Jesse work. Many people does not know about it, but we do a lot of work as an industry initiative behind the scenes on standardization with many standard organizations like the ITU at global level, ETSI, and many others. There is an image in this slide. Let me see. Here it is. Can we play a video?
Yeah.
Dear friends,
Oh, sorry.
Dear friends, last year, as generative artificial intelligence exploded in popularity, I launched a high-level advisory body to examine how to share the benefits of this extraordinary technology while addressing its challenges. It was already clear that AI came with immediate and long-term risks, including to human rights. And there were serious concerns that the power of AI was concentrated in a small group of countries and companies. The advisory body was the first of its kind in the AI space, a geographically diverse, gender-balanced group bringing together experts from governments, the private sector, civil society, and academia. It was charged with the pressing question: how can AI be governed for humanity, particularly for those who are often underrepresented and left out? Working at an impressive pace, the advisory body tackled its complex mandate with remarkable effectiveness. As they share their final report, I commend the breadth of their recommendations, which include creating an international scientific panel on AI to promote common understanding on AI capabilities, opportunities, and risks, a global dialogue on AI governance at the UN to anchor AI governance in international norms and principles, including human rights, a global fund on AI for the SDGs to bridge the AI divide, an AI capacity development network to boost AI capacities and expertise, particularly in developing countries, a standards exchange to foster technical compatibility, a global data framework to enable flourishing local AI ecosystems, and a small AI office at the United Nations to assist in all these initiatives. I fully support these recommendations, which provide a blueprint to build on existing efforts and together shape an international AI architecture that is inclusive, agile, and effective for today and the future. I want to express my deep gratitude to every member of the advisory body for their dedication and hard work. And I urge all stakeholders to give these recommendations their fullest consideration. I call on member states to meet this moment and be bold, starting this week at the Summit of the Future. This report is not the end of our journey, but a crucial milestone in our ongoing efforts to ensure AI serves all of humanity.
So this report that the UN General Secretary is talking about, it was called AI for Humanity. Jesse was in New York. We organized a special event with the United Nations, and we are working with the UN to establish an inclusive, equitable, and sustainable governance for AI. We are leading this work with this UN Global Advisory Group of 39 experts. You saw here the recommendations. So the report was launched. The next step is about implementation, and Jesse will be leading the implementation of this together with UN, the Secretariat that the UN General Secretary mentioned. So this will be a very challenging project that we will be involved in. And one important aspect that the UN General Secretary mentioned is that AI is not for all yet. So you see very powerful nations controlling AI, but most of the world is totally left out. So we need really to make sure that AI is there for all, for the humanity, and our objective in working with the United Nations as a business and private sector association is really to move that agenda forward. There will be a secretariat to be implemented. There will be fundraising to support the secretariat and all the implementations and to link the North and the South. So let me come to the end of my presentation. So what I just said is connected with this initiative, the AI with Purpose Lab. We are working with the Summit of the Future, and the objective of this lab is to harness AI to advance sustainable development. So this lab has three primary objectives. The first one is to explore, define, and implement global governance practices and ethical guidelines for AI that protect and respect humanity and the individual rights. So we are really looking at human dimension of AI. Since as the private sector and companies, they look at the technical dimension, but it's important that we bring the technical and the human dimension together. Lead the sustainability agenda and climate solution applications for digital infrastructure modernization in the future of AI. So we are about to start a big project, a thought leadership project in Jesse. Actually, I'm just preparing the final paper with the construction of this report for the Jesse board to be approved. And we are looking at AI in all its dimensions. So we'll be doing in Jesse a piece of research touching upon AI in all its dimensions for sustainability, for growth, economy, and also for social. And then the third dimension is to ensure participation in AI among less developed countries through education, skills training, and inclusive social programs. So this is a very important aspect. It's important that everybody understands what AI means for humanity. So in conclusion, at Jesse, we don't just observe and comment on what's happening in the world. We take action. We build programs, we work across sectors to drive sustainable development outcomes. To meet the challenges and opportunities of AI, we will be launching this AI with Purpose Lab with these objectives. I hope that you can cooperate with us, work with us. This is something that we need to involve everybody. It cannot be something that is done in Europe or in the United States or in China. It's important that we connect all the world, the North and the South, so we are successful. So thank you so much for your attention, and I'm ready for any question that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Luis, for that inspiring speech. Please return to your seat. Next, let's welcome our third speakers for the morning session. Mr. S.T. Liu, Vice President of Qualcomm Technologies, Inc., and the President of Qualcomm Taiwan and Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand. Now, he will share with us AI at the Age, Leading the Era of Intelligence. Let's welcome Mr. S.T. Welcome.
Thank you. Fu Min Su Zhang, Louise from Jesse, I like that name a lot, and Madam Christine from Siemens. It's my pleasure to be talking to you this morning, and especially in a rainy day, we still see a lot of audience here. So I'm from Qualcomm. I'm responsible for our business and operation in Taiwan, Southeast Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. If you just look at this geography, I can appreciate and actually feel for some of the previous presenters have said. My presentation this morning is going to touch on several topics that the previous presenters have talked about and share with you the philosophies of Qualcomm, especially in bringing solution to enable the three things that Christine talked about. Number one, industrial grade solution. Number two, the democratization of AI. And number three, the importance of the ecosystem. When I travel around Southeast Asia, I see how Taiwan company can provide solutions, AI-based solutions and connectivity solutions to many developing countries in Southeast Asia. Chicken farm in Thailand, mining facilities in Australia, New Zealand, and so on and so forth. So hopefully you'll find my presentation later to be useful. And if you have any questions, we can answer later. And we have two very nice videos as well. The marketing say I need to show them. Okay. AI is in everything. AI has been in everything for many years now. We call it classic AI. If you use your phone, your smartphone a few years ago, you actually use some AI because your picture turned out to be very nice and so on and so forth. Those are a lot of classic AI. But AI, since the generative AI has hit the world with a big fanfare and all that, over the last few years, it has developed in a leap and bounds. Today, it is almost in everything we do, everything we use, and a lot of things we don't even know. Most of us, as consumers, we experience AI through our phones, through our PCs. That's the human and machine interactions. But believe me, AI is in many, many things, or going to be in many, many things. And it will affect the way we enjoy, we experience, we work, we become more efficient, how the factories work, etc., how we drive a car, and so on and so forth. And if you look at the economy, the economic benefits or positive impact, I would like to say that, the AI will bring to the world almost the GDP of the United Kingdom in 2021. It's huge and is still continue to grow. A lot of things that AI can do, I can guarantee you, we probably have not even thought about. And it's going to progress as time goes. We say the same thing in 3-4 years ago when 5G became very, very important. We actually say that 5G will drive innovations in such a stage that we cannot even predict it in the next 10 years. And we are very happy and very glad that countries like Taiwan has embraced connectivity like 5G because of connectivity, then you can enjoy the AI that you're enjoying today on your phone, for instance. Taiwan has a brilliant 5G connectivity. According to many studies and research, how big is the AI market? There are 3 studies here that I shared with you, Statistica, Bloomberg, and McKinsey. They are all just point to one direction. It is going to be monumental. And they used various assumptions and data points from productivity to content creation to auto coding to enterprise to sales to marketing and investment in automations in factories and all that. The key things is that AI is not going to be just in your phone. It's going to be in factories where you don't even see. Things talking to things. things making decisions so that it becomes more efficient, things making decisions so certain, bad eventually probably will not happen. Those things are even, we can't even scope them. And one very important point that I want to say is, well, those intangible, because of AI and the progress AI brought, a lot of the medical research, things like vaccines research, the development of life-saving medications will take shorter time versus what it used to be. That's the benefit of AI as well. And that's something that I think is very difficult to quantify it in dollar. If you look at the progression of AI, I'm going to give you a little bit of history and then we'll dive into how we're going to help, how we, as a provider of solutions, will help with the ecosystem. We have moved from a very simple AI, like I said earlier, the smartphone, the detector of a certain shape of a ball bearing from a factory is a state change detections, to a very generative AI that we have witnessed a few years ago, and increasingly with transformers and with all kinds of new technologies that come along with ChatGPT and generative AI, ultra multimodality has become a very important thing as well. In the beginning, you write a text and you say, please draw me pictures with this and so on and so forth. In the future, you can just talk to your phone and it will understand. And then in, not even future now, you can have drawing, you can speech, you can have text that will, the AI model will understand and transform into an output. That's multimodality. So for a very simple AI, it has moved on to very, very complex and very, very flexible and agile model that benefits consumers and all that. But to scale AI, we believe it needs to be distributed. Like Luis was saying earlier, if everything you do on your phone, for instance, the inference has to go to the cloud and back again, that is a very, first of all, it's a lengthy proposition. Second of all, it actually will use a lot of energy. If everybody use AI, do the inference, and then with all the new AI applications that are going to come over the next years and so, you will need new generator power station to run this thing. But many of the AI inferencing, many of the AI models are beginning to exist and to come into the edge on your phone, on your edge devices, on your detector, on your doorknobs, on your cameras. And these decisions do not need to go to the cloud. They are edge AI. They can be decided, and they can be analyzed, and they can be acted upon at the edge. So in Qualcomm, we believe in edge AI and believe in a hybrid AI and believe in the edge box. So you can imagine a distributed intelligence rather than everything going to the cloud. We believe this will bring the AI to the level where it deserves to perform and to address the widespread scaling of AI in many, many things, in cars, in PCs, and everything you can imagine. Edge is everything we carry on. Or edge is everything that can move around and closer to the event. Edge is at the event of the detection. When the sensor sends something, it always happens at the edge. So you're going to see a lot of these things moving to the edge. As many decisions that can be made at the edge will be made to the edge. And to facilitate that, a lot of the AI modelings are becoming edge-ready. Means large learning models, large language models are becoming very powerful at the edge. If you look at a PC today, you can run, more than 10 billion data points of inference. And on phones, you can do the same things as well. And if you look at the new PCs that just came out, do a little bit of marketing here, the Snapdragon-based Qualcomm devices, the microprocessor, the SoC runs at more than 45 TOPS. So there's very, very powerful machines running at the edge. The hybrid AI is the future. The other thing that's very important as well is latency and privacy. If these decisions and inference are happening at the edge, response time is a lot shorter. And this is extremely important when you're driving or not driving on the automotive, auto driving car. You can't have the decision being made through the clouds. It will be too late. So latency, privacy, power efficiency, these are all the things that point to the fact that a lot of these processing are going to happen at the edge. Cloud plays a very important role in developing of the modelings, in learning more big data, etc., etc. But there are these roles that the different various machines will play. So the hybrid edge, the hybrid AI model is what we believe in.
Welcome to the edge of possible. Qualcomm is changing the game, driving advances in on-device AI across industries, giving designers new ways to shape the world we live in, and creating tools that can bring our imaginations
Okay, bring it up.
to life.
Add a solar panel array. Yep, there we go.
Whether you're architecting a new world or reinventing the supply chain, Qualcomm is transforming business to bring intelligent computing everywhere.
Looking forward to tomorrow morning. Please confirm 10 a.m. is okay. Translate to Japanese.
Helping the auto industry design smarter vehicles.
Don't forget, it's date night tonight.
Why don't you find a store that sells simple creamery ice cream? Place an order and we'll pick it up on our way home.
So you could sit back and enjoy the drive. Qualcomm is engineering human progress, creating a smarter, more connected world for everyone.
Okay, the video gives you a glimpse into what is possible. And later on, I'll show you the solutions and the ecosystem, end-to-end solutions that we provide. So in short, AI is transforming many, many things. And today, I want to focus on industries. When we talk to our customers and partners, we ask what is happening, what is the major trend and all that. And we hear things like safety, environment is extremely critical. When you have these AI decisions and AI inferencing happening at the edge, and how do we make it secure? How do we make it safe, etc., etc. And then the other thing is collaborations, and AI bring a lot of collaboration. You look at the Copilot Plus on PC today, you can collaborate, you can have your productivity improve because it writes its own minutes and so on and so forth. And resilience is extremely important to our customers as well. Given the geopolitical situation, the whole world is facing today, the multiplicity of supply chain, the capability to have resilience is extremely important. Now, if you look at the industries, we identified 6 key industries that we believe are important. Not to say that the rest are not, but if we look at these verticals and we say that, how do we, as a company that is good in providing solution in the silicon space, in software, in solution, how do we help our customers so that they can implement vertical easier? Okay, because like one of the presenters was saying earlier, to scale AI, it's not like you can just do it. It needs a very strong ecosystem. And also there's just so many bits and pieces that you can piece them together. The software, the hardware, the platforms, the operating system, the chipset, who are the system integrator, what are the unique use cases, how do you design the topology around that? It's a lot of questions to be answered by the vertical persons that want to apply the AI. So we aim to provide vertical solution as much we possibly can to work with these partners of ours. If you look at the traditional, we just pick one example, let's look at the camera. The traditional camera today that is non-AI, it will take a picture, it will send the video to maybe a security guard sitting there watching, and you have to make a human decision. This is, suspicious or so on and so forth. It is a non-automated workflow, and it is, it's just a very simplistic process. But it can be improved. AI will bring a lot of differences. If you can imagine, the camera will become a source of, computer vision that can help recognize and raise alarm levels or learned so that in future a certain action, a certain character will be highlighted. Legacy point of sales is just like, okay, you swap your credit card, it gets done, you get approved or disapproved and whatever. But in the point of sales, you can also do a lot of things using AI by learning the habit of purchase, by learning the trend of the people walking around your shops, etc., etc. So there's a lot of things you can do using AI that make efficient the process of selling, the process of transaction. If you're in the energy sector, the process of efficiency in delivering your power or saving power. These things become possible because AI will play a key role in almost every step of the transaction. At the point of sales, when the data becomes an important point of data to be learned at the edge, and then a decision be made, these are analyzed, learned, and improved over time. Now, with the challenges of the architecture today, I will show two topologies that are important to us. One is the machine-machine interaction. So in the traditional sense, when you have, like in the factory, the sensors will detect what? It will detect anomaly. Oh, this egg is not the same shape as the other egg. Therefore, it's not acceptable. It is a 1 or 0 state of change decision. Measurement, same thing, and so on and so forth. But what our AI will bring is it will not just detect the anomaly, it will not just detect the differences of state of change, but it will also learn the trend. It will also learn the trend, and therefore in the future, it might make some decision or help you or advise you as a human what can be done or what should be decided on a certain outcome of that detection. In the factory, you can imagine that. In the camera version, like we talked about, right now, if the camera, the video feed go to the security guard, the future camera can detect, the temperature of the room is too high now, and then it would instruct the air condition to be up a little bit. Someone tried to jump over the fence, and that could be a burglary or whatever. So those are the AI that can be brought into the edge. And this decision does not necessarily go to the cloud. It can be decided at the edge or at near edge. And usually this will be like an edge box, and then before it goes to the cloud. And this is connected. These things are all connected. Now, connectivity is such an important thing in this whole equation, because only with connectivity can you achieve I would like to say the consolidation, the accumulation of these data and the study of these things, and then shared amongst the many, many devices that you use. There's a human element when I told you two topologies. The second one is the human. So for the human usage, human and the machine interactions, you want to provide as much resources as possible to the human when you're, for instance, when you're using your phone, you're using your PCs. You want the human to be able to access all the automation, all the resources that's possible. And that can happen at the edge. That's a human to machine AI experience. Okay, so when you look at what I just talked about, you have the AI edge that is operating at the device level. And they all go into the edge like I described, and then they will fulfill a whole host of use cases. These goes from shopping, you go to a supermarket, it might even advise you where your usual merchandise are and the prices of it. And more importantly, in the context of Taiwan, it's actually in the maintenance and repair of factories and all. Because we have a very large, manufacturing sector in Taiwan. I think that's one area we can actually contribute towards the whole ecosystem. Now, to make all these things happen, now I'm going to go into a more of a solution phase. To make all these things happen, you are going to need the enablers. These are a lot of technologies that you need to make sure that these devices are connected seamlessly and efficiently and with resilience and confidence. So here in Qualcomm, we have the benefit of working in connectivity for years and years. We came from the world of wireless communications, low power computing, because our solution has to go into the phone. Phone has to be very power efficient. Now, these technologies are well suited in the world of IoTs because these are distributed, a lot of them are individual, isolated, and they must be very efficient. So with great connectivity technologies, with exceptional high performance, low power computing and processing, and then with the AI on the edge. The SoC today has very strong AI. Through the different platforms and through the different use cases, the technologies that we bring in Qualcomm can address most of the use cases that you want to use today. And then the next slide will show you how that stack up. You look at the bottoms are the chipsets that today we provide to the world of connectivity and of AI infrastructures and motor vehicles and so on and so forth. The second level is the software, the operating software that one has to use to run the solution framework. And then finally, it gets to the final products that a company or a vertical company will have to do. This is kind of like the journey through the solution of providing a service. So through these solutions, you can address all these various areas of verticalities, all these various levels of services and use cases that companies and cities can use. But very importantly is the ecosystem. And from product development, which we do a lot on, and to us, product development is not just the producing of a SoC. SoC is like a chipset. It's a chipset to provide the whole solution on chip. For those of you who might not have heard that name. But from the development of these chipset hardware, software solution, we need to work with our OEM, our software partners, and ISV, and so on and so forth, and then bring them to other ecosystems. If you don't do that, then customers and partners will find it difficult to implement. So we have to do that. And that is part of DNA for many, many years now. If you recall in the days of smartphones, which is still today, reference design is extremely important so that people can design these things, software, hardware, and all that, and come up with really, really cool products because of that. And it also scale. And this scaling means some of these devices and some of these solutions will be suitable for consumers and other will be suitable for industrial grade or for motor vehicles or for any other type of use cases. And if you look at the opportunities, if I want to phrase this in terms of the business sense, this is the kind of opportunity we kind of estimated in the different verticals. You can see from robotics all the way to shelf life. This is what you see in the supermarket with the price tag and all that. They are very big. Okay. Christine talked about industrial grade IoT. We agree. Just a few weeks ago in Austin, Texas, we announced our new portfolio of IQ. We call it IQ series. We have IQ 8 all the way to IQ 6. And these are industrial grade SoC that is suitable for industrial IoT. And you see the IQ 8 to 6, and they represent different level of performance. Some of them can go up to 100 tops, and some of them are lower for more simpler applications. And here should be a video. Yeah. So this is just another examples of what the solution of the solution the SOC can bring, from driver monitoring to industrial, all the way to assets inspection using drone. The next slide. This is important. Now we talked about having the SOCs that will perform the verticals and the use cases that we want to achieve, and to achieve the AI purpose. How do we enable people like yourselves so that you can bring up these solutions with relative ease? Like I said before, and like one of the presenters said before, when we're confronted with a vertical solution, you have to work with many, many different parties. You have to work with software, hardware, and so on and so forth. So what we aim to do is you'll be able to pick a hardware solution like a chipset, and out of the box, you'll be provided with a reference design and maybe a what we call it a test tool. And then from there, we will provide you with libraries, SDKs, and other type of software assets that you can use to develop towards your final application. So if you look at this, you select SOC out of the box software infrastructures, select our AI models, and if we have something what we call the AI Hub, Qualcomm AI Hub, where you can go in there and use the most popular AI models already optimized for the solution. If you don't find the AI model there, you can bring your own, and then it can be optimized for you. Deploy your service, microservices for some of the more popular services you can use. We will have library of that. And then manage your services. The final one, this is the most important, deliver your solution. This is where the end goal must be. Our role, and many of our partners, is to make sure these ones here are there for the general public, for companies, so that this thing can be democratized. It needs to be democratized so a small startup in Indonesia can design a farming monitoring system using a certain chipset, using a solution, hopefully it's Qualcomm chipset, a solution to provide that end result. This is our mission. So this is the AI Hub I talked to you about. Many of the large language models, one has to optimize it for the solution, for the platform that you want to use it on. On AI Hub, we provide that for many of the popular models. Like I said earlier, if you don't find it there, you can bring your own. And these are more details on the Qualcomm IoT Solution Framework, which we announced it also a few weeks ago. The IoT framework provides exactly what I just described to you. Pick your chipset, operating system, and then there are SDK reference design libraries that you can use as resources to deliver your end result. Whether it's a fleet management or sensory in the sensory devices in the factories or automotive cars and so on and so forth. Okay, I choose today to talk about industrial IoT. One of the reasons for that is because here in Taiwan, we have a very vibrant IoT industries. And I wanted to use this opportunity to also say that I think there are a lot of opportunities where these things start from Taiwan, and it can enable a lot of landing zones in the rest of the world. If you look at my region, Southeast Asia, Taiwan, Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan plays a role of solution providing, the designing, and so on and so forth. A lot of opportunities this solution can be deployed in countries in Southeast Asia and so on and so forth. So, of course, in Qualcomm, we don't just work on industrial IoT. Everything that you see today as moving things, edge is something that's movable usually, like motor vehicles and all that. The Qualcomm solutions is ready and is in operation. Just a couple of days ago, we announced, or just yesterday, we announced 2 solutions for our automotive sector. One is called the Elite Ride, the other one is Elite Cockpit. So those 2 will encompass flexibility in bringing solutions to AD, autonomous driving, and then the other one is to bring flexibility and future-proofing solution to your cockpit experience. You know that motor vehicle in the future, or even today, is a software-defined vehicles now. The experience you experience inside the car is as important as how beautiful the car looks and how it drives. So those 2 solutions allow anybody in the audience that might be interested in it to use that to develop your proposition for the car industries. Now with that, I want to thank all of you for listening to me, and I hope that this is useful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. SD, for the wonderful speech. Please return to your seat. 在上午场，我们分享了许多关于 AI 的议题以及创生。在下午呢，我们要接着为大家呢分享论坛的另一个重要主题，也就是 AI 跨域超应用。如果您想了解呢企业导入 AI 后的商务应用经验，以及 AI 下一个世代的新议题，请大家千万不要错过我们下午的活动。我们也将在呢下午1点半的时候再次进行报道，让我们一同引领台湾产业，一同迈向共好，建构 AI 新思维。In the morning session, we discussed innovation of AI. In the afternoon session, we will discuss another important topic of today's forum, AI cross-domain applications. Do not miss the afternoon session if you want to learn to interpret business application experiences after AI implementation and the next generation AI issues. Registration will begin at 1:30 p.m. Let's lead Taiwan's industries toward shared prosperity and construct an AI deep thinking. Please remember, take your belongings with you. See you later. Thank you.